Hi, I'm Sapphire of Sapphire Speaks, and this is your oracle reading. New year, new you, same attitude. So the cards that were pulled, all that glitters, truth be told, happy, happy, a change in the wind, go the distance, the tribe, to be fair, dream a beautiful dream, faith in the process, come to life, the word, the word wants to be written, releasing allegiances, collaborative dreaming, listening for the truth, embrace, inner child, celebration, retreat, divine guidance. The underlying energies, lust, beauty, oath, high priestess of earth, and reminder. So immediately this feeling of, again, I did this, the new year, new you, same attitude, because every year we make goals. We set goals. We decide we are going to be new once the new year start. And I'm not a huge believer in the January 1st being the start of anything. I feel like your new year starts when you decide to do something different. And so it's why a lot of us end up breaking our resolutions or breaking pretty much our trust to ourselves. We're untrusting of ourselves and the decisions that we make because we break our allegiance to ourselves. We break our goals to ourselves. We break our promises to ourselves. So your new year actually starts as soon as you decide to show up as the better version of yourself. And that doesn't mean we're not human, we're not going to make mistakes, we're not going to stumble, we're not going to do any of that or whatever, but it means am I getting up to try to put my best effort in? Now, a lot of us have manifested a lot of the things it is that we want, need, and desire, and we have manifested the job, manifested the loves of our lives, manifested, you know, whatever it is that you want, need, and desire, and have treated that thing the same way as we've always done because we have gotten back into that old programming, our old ways of this is how I've always known it to be, so this is how I've treated it, and this is what I've always done. And therefore, we have, in some instances, created a burden for ourselves. These cards are allowing me to see that the veil is really thin. And so the truth is coming out about a lot of situations that we're in, whether it be a job, whether it be a relationship, whether it be whatever, all across the board, we're starting to see the truth of this, the decisions that we've made, the truth of our actions, the truth of the relationships that we have created. We're starting to see that. We're starting to see ourselves for who we are. We're starting to see that, there's a possibility that we haven't stepped up to the plate to be all that we are supposed to be. We're starting to see that maybe we've made allegiances with situations that we shouldn't have. We're starting to see exactly what it is, and we're starting to realize that all that glitters isn't gold. Just because it's shiny, just because it looks like the way you want it to look, just because they offered you this amount of money for this job doesn't mean that it's the thing it is that you wanted or that you need. And the beautiful thing about life is that you get to learn. Even in those situations that you should not be in or that you don't want to be in, hopefully you have learned your lesson. You have understood that I can ask for what it is that I want. Because the truth of the matter is that you can have absolutely anything that you want in this life, whether or not it's compatible for you. But the thing that you want, the thing that you want, when it showed up in your hands, when you were able to hold it, when you were able to drive that car, when you were able to live in that home, when you were able to um, have that lover, when you had the thing it is that you wanted, did you show up to be your best? Or were you just settling for this is the way it always is? It's not, it's your fault. You're doing this to me. This is how this is. Is this situation not showing you exactly what it needs to show you? There's justice coming in. Justice coming in. Whether the justice is you are going to um, take on a new job, a new situation, you're going to walk away from a relationship, you are going to leave something, justice is coming in. There is a change in the wind. So whether or not you and that partner decides that you can work things out, that you can get on the same page, whether or not you and that job, you you open your mouth and speak to whoever you need to, and you tell them this is exactly what it is that I need. This is what I need. Are you able to accommodate me? If they say yes, then you go forward. If they say no and they continue with the bullshit, then the justice is you leaving. You finding something that's more suitable for you. So releasing these allegiances, releasing these allegiances. This A lot of us don't realize that there is a narrative that is playing um, in the background of our mind. And it's usually the narrative of what we had when we were growing up, which is wonderful that inner child came up. So it's the narrative of what we had when we were growing up, whether it was a teacher telling us that we weren't good enough, whether it was us feeling like we weren't good enough, whether it was hurt, abuse, trauma, whatever it is, there is a narrative that's going on in our mind, and we have walked this walk of this narrative. And a lot of times, without us even realizing it, we're just doing our thing the way that we normally do, and not realizing that we have walked the path that we've played out this story, this timeline that's been going on in the back of our head. I'm undeserving of love. And so you grab hold to a lover, someone who loves you, and then you push them away. I'm undeserving of friendships. And so you grab hold to these great friendships and then you push them away the way that you always do. I'm undeserving of being stable. I don't know how to be stable or secure or how to do this or that or whatever. And so you're able to manifest that thing and you grab hold to it and then you fumble the ball every single time. We need to release our allegiances to this bullshit. Release our allegiances to these narratives that no longer serve us. Release our allegiances to these people who have come into our lives just to show us that we deserve better, we deserve more, we can have more. If Yeah, if that's what you desire, if you desire better and more, we can have more. We step up to the plate, we open our mouths and we say, this is what I need and I desire in this type of situation. We need to release our allegiance to the bullshit. Collaborative dreaming, listening for the truth, come to life. It is time. Faith in the process. It is time. The word wants to be written. It is time for that thing that is inside of you, that greatness that is inside of you to come to life, to be manifested. It is time for you to be that best version of yourself. It is time for you to understand that what you want also wants you. It is time for you to define what it is that you want out of life. I want a business. I want this. I want a loving relationship. It is time for you to define what does that look like and to go after that and to reject everything that does not look like that. To open your mouth and say, this is how this makes me feel. These are my boundaries. This is, I don't want a job that does this. I don't want to do this, and to go after everything. Let's stop talking about what we don't want, first of all. First and foremost. First and foremost, let's stop talking about what it is that we don't want and start talking about what it is that we do want. Let's stop giving energy to the things that no longer serve us. Let's stop giving energy to those things. Let's watch the words that we use because those words are manifesting the the desires of our hearts every day. If we are constantly saying but, it's always going to be a but. Oh, this was a great girl for me, but oh, this was a great job for me, but oh, I could do this, but let's stop talking about the things it is that we don't want in our lives and start talking about what it is that we do want. Let's start defining what happiness looks like to us. Let's start defining what these amazing businesses look like to us. How much money is it that we want to make? How many hours are we willing to dedicate to this job? What are we doing? Are we thriving? Stop calling your business a small business. Start calling your business a thriving business. It is thriving. Thriving. Let's start talking more about the things it is that we do want and embrace the newness that is coming in. I don't want to talk about a situation that is dying. I don't want to talk about a situation that no longer serves me. I don't want to talk about things that upset me or make me angry. And it doesn't mean that you are ignoring those things. It means that I'm giving energy to the thing it is that I desire. This thing no longer gets my energy. You no longer have the opportunity to drain me. And the more that I speak life, the more that I see life. So speak life into your situation, all across the board. These things, these things that we want, they want us. But there's a version of yourself that you need to show up as in order to appreciate, in order to appreciate what it is that you have. It's like a person with $1 million who doesn't know how to even, who doesn't know how to save, who doesn't know how to balance a checkbook, who doesn't know how to be responsible with money. There's a tendency for them to go through that money in an instant because they haven't learned those tools, those things that are needed and necessary for them to save money. And so you get $1 million and it's here today and gone tomorrow. New year, new youth, same attitude. How can you ask for something new if you are acting the same way that you've always acted? If you are showing up with the same dedication that you showed up with? If you are not sticking to your ethics and morals? If you are so easily and willing to, you know, be fraud, show up as fraud in your own fucking life? How? What are your intentions? If your intentions are good and you are working towards your good, everything works together for those that, for the good of those. Even when somebody has ill intentions towards you. What are your intentions? What are your intentions for your own life? And it's for us to stop looking into other people's lives and thumbing over their lives because you don't know everything that they've gone through. It's, I'm sorry, I have too much going on in my life for me to be checking into somebody else's life and going, oh, but you're doing this, you're doing this, and you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're not doing this, and you're not doing that. What about yourself? Worry about your fucking self. This inner child healing, 2020 has brought up a lot of healing. It's brought up a lot of healing. I know for me, myself, it brought up a lot of the things that I thought I had addressed. It made a lot of room for me to heal. It made a lot of room for me to take a look at myself, to take a look at my scars, to see that there are some things that I really needed to talk to some people about. There are some things that I needed to address with a therapist. By all means, go get your therapist. A lot of us need somebody on the clock who's going to take your money and listen to you and really give you the help it is that you need. A lot of us need to sit and talk to somebody because a lot of us are walking in this baby girl and this baby boy mindset, and we are doing the things that we did as children and we're doing them as adults, and we're not checking ourselves. We don't have anybody to check us because we're adults. And so when we get on these jobs and we get into these relationships and we are showing up as children, they're treating us like children instead of treating you like the adult that you should be. You are acting as a child. You are putting people in situations to treat you like children because we are not doing the inner work. We have not checked ourselves. We are not getting the help it is that we need. We need to take a look at those inner situations, those inner childhood pains, those inner stories, that inner dialogue that has been running rampant in our minds. And it's time for us to show up as our best selves. And again, if you don't know what that looks like, I suggest talk to a therapist. There's a time for celebration that's coming up as we are listening for this truth, listening for the truth of the matters, listening for the truth of us, the situations that we're in. There's celebration here. There's celebration in your healing. There's celebration in your retreat. There's celebration in you going inside and doing the actual inner work because it's going to put you in a situation to where you are going to know the truth for yourself. The justice, there's going to be justice here. You have the go ahead to go the distance. And that's crazy. Two truth cards came out. Listening for the truth and truth be told. You're seeing the truth. The veil is thin. You're seeing the truth. You're seeing the situation for what it is. And if you're still questioning, I dare you to ask yourself the questions. I dare you to ask your creator, your ancestors, your guides the questions and watch what happens. The truth is right there in front of you, in front of your face. Focus on the light. It's on top of the deck. Building blocks is on top of the deck. That's right there with divine guidance. So you are being guided. You are being guided. You're being guided to brighter days. You're being guided to this celebration. You're being guided to embrace yourself. You're being guided to get this rest that you need so that you can go forward. You're being guided to put these bags down that you have been holding and taking with you from relationship to relationship, from job to job, from one year to the next. You're being guided. And there's a reminder you can't do this. There's a reminder you have everything that it takes. You're being given the building blocks. Everything in this life has prepared you for this moment. You're being given the building blocks. You've been receiving these tools for you to go forward all this time. You have what it takes. Oath. What are you loyal to? What have you taken an oath from? An oath is a declaration. A declaration. What is your oath? Have you created an oath with your creator? You're reminded of that oath with your creator. You're reminded of those promises that you've made to yourself. You're reminded of those promises that you made to create the business that you wanted. You're reminded of those promises that you made to your creator that you said, okay, well, if you did this for me, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this person. I'm going to step up and I'm going to be this. If you bless me with this job, I'm going to give this money to whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm going to use this money for this. If you bless me with a kid, I promise I'm going to do the best that I can to raise this kid, to be the best parent that I can. If you give me a great relationship with somebody, I'm going to step up and be the person that I need to be for that person. This oath. And this lust that's coming in is energy, fire. Sometimes we can use that lust, that energy, that extra energy that's coming in, that extra fire that's coming in, and we use it to create. We use it to create and fuel the fire of the life it is that we have, that we want, need, and desire. We use it to burn away the ashes of what it is that we don't want, and we use it to build anew. This lust could also be what's stirring up in your relationship, because there is celebration here. So there could be, a new relationship, a new beginning, a new life. But are you going to walk into that new thing and treat it like that old thing? Are you going to penalize this new person for something that somebody in your past did? Are you going to treat this new job, just like your old job? High Priestess of Earth. I suggest that if you've been locked inside, to go outside and connect with your creator. I make it a point for me to go outside and to pray and to talk to my creator. Go barefoot. Go barefoot and connect. Connect with the earth. Connect with your creator. If you don't know how to start, if you don't know where to start, I suggest that you ask, where do I start? Show me. Make it simple. Make it plain. So I hope that this message reaches you well. Again, this is a new year, a new opportunity, and for you to start anew, for you to show up as the best version of yourself. And again, your new year doesn't start on January 1st. It starts whenever you decide to make a different decision, whenever you decide to show up as the person that you are supposed to be, whenever you decide to keep your allegiances with yourself that are healthy. Whenever you decide that your diet, you're going to change your diet. And by diet, I don't mean what you just put into your body, but what are you listening to on a day-to-day basis? What are you reading to fuel yourself? Who are you surrounding yourself with? That's your diet. That dictates how you feel. That dictates what your energy levels. That dictates a lot. So I suggest that you work on your diet. Work on yourself, work on your craft, fuel your dreams with amazing things. Dream a beautiful dream. Allow those old ways to go and to pour your energy into the things it is that you desire, because they desire you. I'm Sapphire of Sapphire Speaks, and thank you so much for listening.